Paltrocast.
Thank you for taking the time. How's your morning going aside from schedule changes and technology?
Hectic. It's my last day in Germany after 3 weeks, and I'm just tying everything together. But all in all, great and successful trip.
So October is kind of like your Super Bowl, to use a bad American analogy. Tell me what's coming up for you in late September into October.
Well, what's coming up is our tent that seats about 500 to 600 people in a backyard in Brooklyn of the $3 bill. We used to do this on the East River at 23rd Street, had a bigger tent there right by the river. It was a great success for 6 years, but we lost the spot. And then COVID hit, and then the restaurant got closed, and so we're in the rebuilding phase. We did this in Brooklyn last year for the first time in that backyard. It was a good operation. It went well, and it was well received, but the numbers weren't where we used to be.
Right. So it's a rebuilding.
So we're pushing very hard to get back there. And yeah, what's going to happen? We have to build a tent. We have to build a kitchen. We have to get all logistics in place. The decoration is a big part of this, which really separates us from, I would say, all other Oktoberfests in New York City. We're not, I'm an old traditionalist, always was in my restaurant too. And I just try to make it as close as possible to back home. And we even import our own beer. We have beer from the monastery in Andex, which is 5 kilometers from here where I grew up. And we have our exclusive that we used to have at Zum Schneider called HP Traunstein. So yeah, we bring in the right pretzels, the right beer. A big token for us, a big new thing is that a former chef of mine is coming back that cooked for me for 6 years on Avenue C. Great guy, amazing chef. I was just on the phone with Erica, who plays the accordion for the IAS, and she loves his cooking because every year after the Zum Schneider Oktoberfest, we go down to Raleigh, North Carolina to play at his restaurant there. Mm-hmm. And the band is just always looking forward to the food. So he's coming back to cook for us at the tent. And but yeah, the preparations for this operation has been going since March, basically, and have really accelerated in the last 2 weeks. Lots of phone calls, lots of Zoom sessions, lots of everything.
Right. When you're not busy with this, where does your free time go? Is there any free time in Sylvester's world? I can't imagine there is.
There was not in the past. When I had 2 restaurants and doing these festivals, there was not much time. No, things have drastically changed during COVID and the closing of the restaurant, which the closing of the restaurant was not due to COVID. It was, we lost our lease after 20 years. It just came at the perfect moment, really. So I all of a sudden was left with the ton of time. And I went out to Montauk to my house and sat down at my baby grand piano and started writing. I'm a musician, really. I came to the States as a musician 33 years ago. I went to Berklee College of Music, and then I had kids, and then I had to get serious and then open a restaurant. But even, from the beginning on at the restaurant, I was always making music, mm-hmm. whether it was for Carnival in February or, for Oktoberfest in the fall or in the winter. We did the Christmas caroling. I played a Hammer Dulcimer there. So I always incorporated the arts and the music in the restaurant.
Berklee, the magic word right there. So many notable musicians went to Berklee. Usually they didn't graduate. They just went there and dropped out 1 or 2 semesters before. Do you have any peers that you went to Berklee with that we may know?
Yes. What's her name? I just heard her on the radio and I forgot.
Melissa Etheridge?
No. She's more of a jazzy folky pop person.
Diana Krall?
No, not her either. It'll come to me. in any case, I'm one of them. I dropped out too. I mean, I dropped out. I did 4 semesters and got a 2-year certificate. But I didn't stay for the diploma because I had kids. So
will we hear any of the music that you were writing post-COVID on a solo album or live performances in the future?
yes, absolutely. It's in the works right now. I've been in the studio like the last 4 months, sporadically, not as much as I would like to, but you know, we got a single together now, which I'm hoping to release like after Oktoberfest into the world, hopefully, and then more to come. I have a ton of stuff. I've never written this much music before in my life. COVID was good to me in that sense.
Will that music be coming under the name Sylvester Schneider?
Yes.
Okay. And then 2 quick questions, then I'll let you go. First one, have you ever been here, Long Beach, Long Island, New York? Because I find that a lot of restaurant people know to come here, and then other people go, no, I don't know Long Island very well.
I don't know Long Island very well, except for Montauk, where I have a house since 18 years. And I always just cruise through. I don't even stop in Amagansett. I just go straight to Montauk. Recent years, I've discovered a little more, you know, go for wine tastings on the North Fork and stuff like that, but not really Mid Island. No, I don't even. I haven't even been to Fire Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Plenty for you to do. And my last question was, do you have a favorite restaurant on Long Island, in Montauk even?
Ooh, my favorite Montauk restaurant. Ooh, I'm gonna just say in my former place that I sold to wonderful Kristen Vincent, who owns Selrose, and she has a Selrose in the city too, and she's a lovely person, and her food is great, and everything's fabulous.
Okay. Well, the bottom line is I'm looking forward to your upcoming event. I say congratulations. Must be very stressful for you, but for us who love authentic German food, authentic German music, thanks to the Ya Ya Ya's, which is maybe the greatest band name there is that I can think of because of the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. I'm really looking forward to this festival, this event, etc. So thank you for keeping great cultural heritage alive, and really looking forward to whatever's to come from you, whether it's this, whether it's your music, etc. Thank you, Sylvester.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the flowers.
I'll
It's at
post
the
it.
$3 bill in on Mestrol in East Williamsburg from September 29th through October 8th. Check it out at www.zumschneider.com.
Paltrocast.